lot of people were surprised when Donald Trump jumped out to a lead over Hillary after Cruz conceded, and he became the Republican de facto nominee. And a lot of other people were surprised, some heartened, some disheartened, when Clinton jumped out to a lead over Trump in the most recent polls. But the interesting thing about these polls is that even though Trump jumped up when he won the nomination and Hillary jumped up when she clinched the nomination, the interesting thing is the large number of undecided voters. The most recent Real Clear Politics average has Clinton leading Trump by 45 to 39. That leaves 16% of the vote undecided. Normally, the undecided vote is 3 or 4 points. To be this large an undecided vote indicates a tremendous volatility in the election and a real uncertainty about how voters are going to vote. And that's, of course, based on the fact that you have two very unpopular candidates. In terms of normal political calculations, neither of them is electable. Both Trump and Hillary have favorabilities between 37 and 39%, and unfavorabilities in the range over 60. That's very unusual in politics. You know, I've been measuring Hillary's polling for 40 years, and generally she's got favorables of about 45 or 46 and unfavorables of about the same range, maybe a point or two higher. But for her to be down to the high 30s and for Trump to be in the high 30s means two very unpopular people are running against each other for president. And that creates huge, huge volatility. So don't be surprised if this race bounces around quite a bit. And it gives rise to the key strategic observation about this race. It's a point that Eileen and I make extensively in our new book, Armageddon, How Trump Can Beat Hillary. It's not in bookstores yet, but you can order it on Amazon and barnesandnobles.com, and please do. It's worth reading. Our point is that essentially whoever this campaign focuses on is going to lose, because both candidates are unpopular. And if the race becomes about whether Hillary should be president, Trump is going to win. And if it becomes about should Trump be president, Hillary is going to win. And the goal of each campaign has got to be to so enliven and so spice up the negatives on the other side that they dominate the coverage, not just in the media, which is stacked to the left, but on the internet where you get a fair shot. And in this connection, Trump has really been failing. His negatives are not coherent. They're not seriatim. There's no point to them. There's just one here and one there and one the other place, as opposed to a disciplined advocacy that would take this week and talk about Hillary Clinton Foundation, and this week talk about Hillary's going after the women who were involved in Bill's life to cow them into silence. There isn't any such rationality in the Trump campaign. And Trump also is providing his adversaries with plenty of material, and he needs to be much more disciplined in his approach to it. But fundamentally, when you drill down in this race, the negatives on Hillary Clinton are immutable. They can't be changed. They're from her record. The negatives on Trump are largely negatives of his own making, his own mouth. And if he stops producing the stuff, they'll stop covering it, and Hillary's negatives will be much more important and much more salient. So I think ultimately Trump has an edge in this race. Read our book and find out about it. But I think at the moment, the volatility is illustrated by the abnormally high undecided vote. Thanks for watching.